Hi, welcome to mediatorpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about mediation, negotiation, and collaboration. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I'm a valuation expert and mediator in St. Louis, Missouri. I actually specialize in divorce and partner disputes. But today we'll discuss divorce mediation and parenting plans or child custody with Michelle Weinberg. Michelle's a licensed marriage and family therapist with over 20 years of experience, but now focuses her practice specifically and solely on divorce mediation in New Jersey. In 2011, she co-founded Westfield Mediation with an attorney, Randy Albert, and she's also a member of the New Jersey Association of Professional Mediators and volunteers at several organizations in her spare time. We are so grateful and happy to have you, Michelle. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
At the end of this, you might have a parenting plan and you might have, like, if you go through mediation, you have a lot of other issues. You come out at the end and you might have an MOU, or people talk about, like, they have different acronyms. But what at the end of mediation, let's say somebody comes to you and they're going to work through their financials or they're going to work through the parenting plan, then okay, now we've kind of, I think we agree. Like, then what? Like, what does somebody do at that point? Like, hey, we agree. Now what?
So, an MOU is a Memorandum of Understanding, and it's basically a fancy industry term for a report that reflects the agreements that you've reached in mediation. So, it's usually like 10 to 15 pages, a full MOU, and it covers for us sort of soup to nuts. So, it covers basically your parenting plan, all of your finances. So, what's happening with your assets and your debt. So, like your house and your 401ks and your credit card, mortgage, who's paying for college, what's happening to your student loans, your bank accounts, your um, cars, sort of anything and everything financial. And then also support. So, it covers child support, which is mandated in the state of New Jersey. So, we help you figure out what those terms are going to be. And then if alimony, now known as spousal support, is warranted, then we helped you figure out what those terms were, and that's in the agreement. Anything else that's important to you, so sometimes you want pets to be addressed in a certain way, or you want a family heirloom to go to a certain person, and you want to make sure that's addressed and in writing. So it has anything regarding your divorce agreement in writing in this agreement. And then you take that MOU to something called a review attorney. And a review attorney is a divorce attorney acting in a more limited role. And they look at it and they say, okay, here's my advice to you. This is in your best interest. You should be getting 10 years of alimony instead of 8 years of alimony. And the person might say, I realize that, but it's fine. I don't need the extra 2 years of alimony. We've agreed to it. I've gotten other things that I didn't think I was going to get. So I'm okay with the 8 years. The lawyer will say, fine. The lawyer will file all the paperwork in court for you and make sure that, you're represented in court. Will go to court with you. So the MOU gets you sort of 90% of the way, and the review attorney gets you the other 10%. So it's the same thing. You cover all the same issues that you would if by using attorneys only. You just do it in a more cooperative way, and it gets you very far into the process.
Yeah, because there's some things that you can give up and there's some things that you can't. Like Missouri is a little bit different. You can give up alimony, which is maintenance or what one spouse pays the other, but you can never give up child support. You
New
can't.
Jersey, the same way. Yep.
Yeah. So you can't
Because
negotiate it.
child support is the right of the child to have two parents financially support them, not necessarily have it's a little confusing because one parent is paying the other parent, but really it's to go to the child's benefit, not necessarily the other co-parent's benefit. So parents think that they can negotiate that, but really it's the right of the child to have that parents support them.
And I think it's just a good point to make that, like, mediation is everybody agreeing to things. But when you have the mediator or, your lawyers that you might have as advisors, there are going to be certain things that you don't get to decide sometimes, and they'll give you kind of the rubric of where your decisions go or can't. In some cases, somebody's not going to write off that, oh, you can have the kids 100% full custody, everything, just give me the house, right? Like, we're not going to be swapping kids. We're not going to be swapping assets for kids. And the court can see when some of that is in the documents. So mediation is very much collaborative, but it's also like it's got its limitations because you still have, it's still a legal process to get divorced in most states.